What's going on, man? This is another episode to Experience Like No Other. I'm your boy, Reek, man, and I'm the founder and owner of Smooth Life Productions, a video production company that I got. If you want to go check it out, go on my other page, my video production page, other YouTube channel, and where I post all of my work and everything. Got my podcast and everything. So if you want to go subscribe on that channel, go ahead too. So, like I say, with Experience Like No Other, me just talking about my experience within the field of video production company and just telling you how it went. So, this one, as you can see in the description, what we're going to be talking about today, doing my very first documentary. Now, let me tell you this story about me doing this documentary. And I had no experience doing documentary. Like I said, this is my first one. But let me just tell you how it actually went down and everything. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, remember like this. Let me start off like this. So I got fired from my job at the time. I was working at a place where QVC, I'm just gonna throw it out there. So it's a factory job, working in a warehouse and everything, right? So as I got fired from that job and all, right, still trying to actually figure out like what I'm gonna do. I was like confused now, like, dang. But the crazy thing was I prayed about it. And when I prayed, in one prayer, I was like, I asked God to like remove anything out of my life that's not pushing me forward. And then all of a sudden, I got fired from my job. But the good news was I got a gig. And so whenever I got this gig, and it was one of my aunts, well, one of my fiance aunt's friends, right? They was looking for a photographer and so her aunt told her, I call her my aunt too, I don't know why, but they was looking for a photographer at the event to take pictures. So auntie, she told her, oh, my nephew take good pictures, he basically paraphrased, he gets right and everything. So exchanged information, she gave her information, told her about me and everything, told her take pictures. It was for her birthday party. So she's like, all right, cool, like I can do that. Like, tell me what you need. You need a backdrop, you need this, boom, boom, boom. So got to the event and everything, did my thing, showed out, taking pictures and boom, boom, this, that, very detailed. And if you want to go check that out too, go on my photography page. It's probably up there now. I don't know. I know I got a schedule posting, but yeah, if you want to go see it whenever it comes out, then go check out my photos, my photography page. But anyway, that's on Instagram and Facebook too. Anyway, yeah, doing my thing, taking pictures and everything, as far as like when I was taking these pictures, and went to her house. And as I went to her house, told her to pick out the pictures that she wanted. So now I know what you're thinking, like me telling this story and like what this got to do with anything with a documentary. I'm getting there. Just believe I'm getting there. So picking out the pictures and everything, right? So now here it comes. She had a decorator, and it was somebody else. I couldn't really actually know what she do, but she told me to hit these people up and for details of what they need for the event, what they need from me for the event. And so as I hit these people up, asking them questions, it was two women. asking us questions like, what you need is boom, 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 boom. So now this where it comes in with the documentary and all. So one of the ladies that was there, I'm not gonna put her name out there because I don't know if she want a name out there and all. But I would say one of the ladies that was there and I was at the time promoting my business. And as I was promoting my business, I was sending out my flyer. And as I was sending out my flyer and just sending it to people that I had in my business number, in my contacts, or that I recently text and saved their number, and I just sent it out to them, just seeing if I, trying to do some marketing strategy, see if it works, and apparently it did. So as I sent my flyer out to the lady, right? She hit back and said, "Oh, the pictures that you took at the birthday party and all that I did," she was like, "They was good. It was great. Can you do something for me?" I was like, "Well, look at this. Look at God." And I was like, dang, like, it's crazy. I was thinking to myself at the time, I was like, it's crazy how that I can meet. So I potentially got another client at an event. And I was like, man, that was just amazing to me how that actually just happened like that. So, man, she told me the details on actually what she wanted to do. She wanted to take photos. Now, the flyer that I passed out, it said the type of services that I offer at the time. I switched it up now, but at the time, it was documentaries, it was commercials, photo shoots, music videos. I'm trying to think. Documentary, commercial, photo shoots, music videos, and events. Yes, and events as well. So what happened was, she was like, I want to take some photos for my daughter. She graduating for school and everything. And she was like, and she said, and I want to do something like a documentary too. I said, oh, you do? I said, okay, all right, we can make that work. We can make that happen. And now, like I said, I'm not gonna put it out there and everything. I'm not gonna put their business out there and all. But yeah, man. As I proceeded to talk to her, she told me details about like her daughter. And if you really want to watch the documentary, I would say go to my video production page on YouTube and actually watch the documentary. Actually, I went down and but yeah, she gave me the details about her daughter and everything. And I was like thinking to myself, like, okay, how can I make this story impactful and make this documentary where somebody get inspired or motivated by her story and all. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said in the first video, I'm nervous. It's my very first documentary shooting and I didn't know what to do. So, man, I'm trying to figure out ideas as the details that she gave me. Like as we was on the phone the time, she was telling me about this, that, boom, 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 boom. She was just going in. So as she was telling me the details, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to go about this documentary? How am I going to really shoot this documentary? And the crazy thing was, thinking to myself, man, I only have one camera. So as I proceeded to actually wanted to start this documentary and all, I actually started watching other people's documentaries and how they actually go about shooting their documentaries and everything. And now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, man, these people, they got like a 3-camera setup and actually got these 3-camera setup. It's like, how am I going to do this just with one camera? Like, how am I going to do the different shots, different scenes and all just with one camera? Man, I'm talking about, I was just lost and clueless of how I was going to make this work. And to myself, I was like, man, I want to make this documentary like how she wanted, bringing her vision to life or how she wanted. And so like I said, this documentary is about her daughter. And if you want to know more about the documentary or actually watch the documentary, I say, like I said, go on my video production page, Smooth Life Productions. I think I should put in the description. I'm gonna put in the description for you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for you. So, well, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I leave. Anyway, as I was proceeded now, today, I said the day when we actually recorded, the first day. Well, I was getting the people that she wanted me to interview for this documentary. So the very first person I interviewed for the documentary was a godmother. And I remember like setting that up as far as like, okay, this the day where we're gonna shoot, what day, asking her what day is good for her to shoot on her part of the documentary. So, man, I'm talking about, I'm coming up with ideas of how I'm gonna go about it, sitting watching other people's documentaries, how they did it and all. But my mind was, okay, I'm looking at these other people, but how I'm gonna turn this documentary in my way, like make my own style of documentary and I try to do that. And to me, it turned out good. But anyway, continuing with the story. So scheduling, talking to the lady of how I'm gonna actually do it. Like I say, I'm not putting nobody's names out there, but yeah. So first, we went to the library, right, to record her part. Now, as you watch the documentary, the scene where like introducing her, showing those little clips. When you watch it, you'll see showing those little clips where just introducing her, and I did it outside, where in front of the library. Now, this was the problem. When we went inside the library, and all right, I didn't know the library had these strict rules, and did not know. In the library, they have these study rooms. So within these study rooms in the library, and you can go in there, and there's a certain amount of time that you're supposed to be in. I think it's supposed to be 2 hours you're supposed to be in there. So the thing was, right, my idea, I was like, so when we got in the study room, I'm looking up, and as I'm looking up, I'm looking at the lights, and I'm just like, man, if I record with these lights on, these lights gonna be harsh on her face, and it's not gonna look right at all. Like, so my mind, I was like, okay, let me turn these lights off. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm setting up and still thinking to myself, okay, let me turn these lights off and all. So there won't be no harsh lights within the video or documentary or her part. So setting up, and as I'm setting up, I shut the light off. And then that's when the librarian came, knocked on the door and said, you can't have the lights on. You have to leave the lights on. I'm sitting here confused. I'm like, man, it ain't bothering nobody. Like, you said we can use the study room, so what's the problem? Like, I'm saying this to myself, but, start no conversation or, lead up to nothing that I don't want to lead up to. I just turn the light back on. And now I'm thinking to myself, dang, like, man, like, this is not going to turn out good because the lights, it's going to be harsh now. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to deal with harsh lights, man. And the fact that I'm saying this to myself, I'm just like, dang, like, what else can I do now? And she actually came out her mind and said, you know, we could do it at the daycare. I was like, oh, sure. Now, the girl, like I say, I'm not throwing out no names out there. If you want to go watch documentary, go watch documentary. The girl, she actually went to the daycare. And like I said before, mentioned before, that was a godmother. So I was like, oh, shoot, we can go to the daycare? She's like, yeah. If you want to do it there, we can do it there. I was like, all right, cool. So, you know what I'm saying? Packing my stuff up. We got out of the library. We made it at the daycare. And as we made it at the daycare and all, we did it right there in the daycare, man. Man, I was like, oh, yeah, this is exciting. I was like, okay. I got all the questions I was going to answer and everything. I was like, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this going to be good. It's going to be all right. I was like, now, like I say, very first documentary, I did not know how to actually go about it. I tried to make it more so of a conversation. That's when the more and more start doing it, I was like, okay, yeah. Instead of just answering the questions, make it a conversation. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm saying I'm lying. That wasn't in my mind at first. That was after the fact. I started watching more research, doing more research on how to actually do a documentary. Like, make it more of a conversation. It's more not just you actually doing the interview. So that's what I try to do. So now got her part out the way. Did good. Did great. You know, we did it at the daycare. No interruptions, nothing like that. And the lighting was good. I did it off of my prime lens. Now, that being said, with the prime lens, I shouldn't have done it off the prime. I should have did it off of my zoom lens. And the reason why I said that is because of the focus length of how I actually looked. Like, this part of her head was cut off. You feel me? Like, you couldn't really see all her hair. And the fact that you couldn't see all her hair, it was like, yeah, this ain't turn out like I thought it was gonna turn out. And but I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't under or overly exposed. I was like, oh shoot. Well, that's good, man. So I can't get mad at that. For real. Like, the ISO was good, the aperture, the shutter speed, everything was perfect, bro. Like, it was clean, though. It was clean. It was just the fact that now, I would say, doing this documentary, I learned a lot, like, doing it, actually. And I actually hit my professor, teacher, mentor, wherever. It falls in the line of those. I hit him up. Excuse me, sorry. I hit him up and I hit her up. And she actually, this was after the fact though. She actually gave me some stuff that I could work on my next one. And I'm going to apply that on my next one. But anyway, back to the story. So got her part and everything. Now it was actually time to get the family part. Now, went to the family house, right? Now, the drive there, man, I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm still nervous because thinking to myself, like, how I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do this documentary, man? Like, I'm serious. I'm real life thinking that to myself, like, how I'm going to do this shot? How I'm going to do it with one camera? I got, interviewing. That day, I interviewed 3 people. I said, I'm interviewing 3 people, and as I'm interviewing these 3 people and all, it's like, how am I going to do it, man? Like, seriously, how am I going to do it? So, man, got there, and as I got there, and all, right, it was just the husband there. He was just there. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying that, and keep constantly saying that. I'm not putting nobody's names out, man. So the husband was there, and as he was there, we was chatting up, we was having a conversation and everything. And setting up in the living room, I was like, okay, the way I was gonna do it, got a key, I got a full, and I got a backlight. I was like, boom, like I got that in the game, got that locked down. So he was gonna do his part first. Did his part, you know what I'm saying? Asked some good questions and everything. See, my mindset was like, okay, when I'm doing any of this, like when it comes down to video, a commercial, document, anything, I shoot for the edit. That's what I do. I shoot for the edit. So in the midst of I'm doing the setup, I'm shooting, like I'm making sure the lighting is good. I'm making sure I got my aperture good. I'm making sure like everything is set, making sure everything is good, making sure everything is perfect, just like how it's supposed to be. And so as I'm shooting the edit, man, I'm talking about, man, it was crisp. It was crispy. I was even to myself because it's crazy to me how sometimes how I actually when I shoot and I look at some people movies and stuff and I look at my work, I was like, dang, that's kind of close to what they got. I've been thinking that to myself. I'm like, dang, like it's kind of close to what they got. I was like, ooh, like, dang, I got it that close. I'm like, ain't no telling what else I can do. But back to the story, man. So got his part, got out the way. Now it was the graduate turn. And, you know, has her room was set up and I was trying to figure out a way, okay, how am I gonna record this in our room and everything, you know? How I'm gonna do it. And so the way I was set up, okay, let me stop. Say it like this. The way I had to do it was I had to put, it was like it was her bed that made the room like small. So, I had to set a light on one side where you can catch her face. And then I think I had to set another light behind her to catch that, you know, so she won't blend in with the background. And I think I had to put a light in the I can't remember. I probably have to go back and watch the document myself that I actually did it. But I think I put a light in the background too. So, as I put the light in the background, I think I did. I can't quite remember. But anyway, it turned out good, man. You know, as I was saying, like the room was small. It was cramped, but it wasn't that small. It was small. The reason why I say it was small because of the bed. The bed, it was like one of those huge, I don't know of the queen size, but I know it wasn't no small bed, bro. So I had to make it work what I got. Oh, well, I had to make it work. You know what I'm saying? I had to make some adjustments and but it still turned out good though. But yeah, man, like I say, it turned out good. She answered the questions like the ones I asked her and all. It wasn't, man, like I say, no jump was, and once again, no, it was Chris. But it's still stuff I need to work on. The headroom, yes, and also the rule of thirds as well. She wasn't fit. I believe my professor, she told me she wasn't fit into the frame, like, as I did it. So as you weren't fit in the frame, it didn't turn out right. But like I say, man, this first documentary, I learned a lot. Now, getting on with the mother, and now with the mother, she wanted to do something totally special. She wanted to do something totally different. She wanted to do it outside. I was like, what? Do it outside? I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, if you want to do that, let's go outside, man. So, I didn't say man there. Anyway, we went outside. I set up outside and everything. Now like I say, once you watch the documentary, what I'm about to say now, as we went outside, I'm not even gonna hold you. I was thinking to myself, okay, how am I gonna have a backlight outside? Like how? I had the two lights on the side. I had those set up and all right, like outside. Um, to me, to be honest with you, I don't really even think it was no need for to have the lights. I just had it, you know. But now the backlight, the crazy thing, what made it so perfect, the way how the sun was just beaming, just I'm talking about, I don't know what it was. I think it was God, man. That had to be God. But the way how the sun was beaming on the back of her, man, and like it was like that was my backlight for real, for real. And I was thinking to myself, bro, like that just it turned out perfect for me. Like I say, once you watch the documentary, you see what I'm talking about. It was just perfect, and the way I set the camera up within the angle, and it turned out, man, it turned out good, bro. Like I said, the whole time thinking to myself how I'm gonna go about it, how I'm gonna do it. There was still, I want to say the next day, was now this documentary. Most of my documentaries now that I do, no, well, yeah, once I'm in the later on in the future, what I'm gonna do is take photos as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did with this documentary. So we went back. I want to be like, there was an idea that I had in my head, and it was like going back to her old schools. And there was at the time, there was a trend going on where the graduates will go back like within their own schools, and they would transition to each school with their cap and gown on, right? So it was like elementary school, they walk by, and then it'll make it look like they walk into the next scene, or middle school, they walk by high school, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I want to do something like that within a documentary, showing off a milestone of how far she came. And man, I'm talking about that day. Oh my God. I don't even know what the freak I was thinking, bro. Like, I'm not even lying to you. I had one of these, matter of fact, exactly what I got on now, man. But it was black. I had on all black. And guess what, bro? I'm not even lying. I think it was in the summer. It was either in the summertime or it was getting close to the summertime. Like summertime ending, like the beginning of summertime and ending spring. It's around there. And I'm talking about, bro, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, bro, what am I thinking? What was I thinking wearing this junk? Thinking to myself, bro, like, I'm trying to, I guess look like I do videos and photos, like look like a photographer, look like a videographer. But man, I'm not kidding with y'all, bro. Like, if it's, I think it was like 100 degrees or more, I don't even know. But wear a long sleeve, short sleeve shirt. Don't wear no long sleeve in the heat. Please do not do that. I don't know what I was thinking wearing but it was hot, man. But we got it done. And I actually wanted to get her on the actual sign where you enter the school. It's like there was an actual like sign that say high school. Well, not high school. Okay. Let's say for instance, right? West Florence. If you're familiar with the Florence area and how West Florence is, now they have an actual big sign that says West. I wanted for each of the schools that she went to, I wanted her to be on the side of those so I can actually take a picture of her and catching her walking by the school, each schools, man, elementary, middle school, high school, and a college. Like, we actually got all those shots done and got the pictures in all at once, all at the same time, man. And yeah, I'm talking about, bro, it turned out so well. Even though it was hot that day, it turned out so well, bro. And like, I'm talking about thinking to myself, whew, this is hot. I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can do the video production company no more. If I gotta be in this heat. But none of back of my mind thinking to myself, like, man, I can't wait to edit these jokes. Like, for real, for real. So, we got that done out the way. As we got that done out the way, I think it was, I can't remember the order of how it actually went and all. I want to say it was either her ceremony or her graduation party, but I want to say it was her ceremony next. I could be lying. Though. Matter of fact, I think it was her party next. So went to the party. Now that I had a wedding to do too that same day. So that day I was busy. Went to the wedding, took pictures, did that. Had a rush to get to the graduation party to actually, take pictures and video. Now when I got there, I was thinking to myself, it was downtown Florence, right? And it wasn't a big space where I could set my stuff up. So I was looking around. I always do this when I go to like an event or something. Always looking around, seeing, observing the scene and how I'm going to actually set up and all. I just took some pictures, took a couple videos as we went there and everything. There's really much I can't really talk about that because I really didn't do much as I went there, that graduation party. But the ceremony. Now, when we went to the ceremony, I think she was getting her certificate, I believe it was. I can't exactly remember, but I would say for anybody that's shooting a documentary and you going to, let's say, you got to go to an event or something like that, right? I would say make sure that you have, make sure that you have a light, like one of those LED lights you can put on top of your camera. Cause I'm talking about, man, if you watch the documentary and you see how dark that junk is, man, I'm telling you, this is my very first documentary. There's a couple of mistakes that I made, but I'm learning from the mistakes as I continue to go on. And as I'm shooting it, I was like, looking at myself like, ugh, that junk look nasty. It do, like, everything was blurry, everything was dark. I was like, ugh, but I was like, I gotta shoot for the edit. I still gotta goddamn do the documentary. So, I mean, turned out well, turned out nice still. I did what I could. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like me shooting and stuff, I don't go aim for and make sure everything's be perfect because everything's not going to be perfect. But that being said, then it was actually time for the graduation. And now, like I said before, make sure you have an LED light on top of your camera when you go to these places or when you start shooting, because man, I'm talking about, like I say, when you have these lights in the ceiling and stuff, and when they beaming down on the subject or the subject you're trying to aim for, man, I'm talking about, it makes it look harsh. And when it makes it look harsh, like, it throws the shot off completely. Like, for real. It doesn't look too good. But, I mean, I had to make it work. what I had, and that's what I did. All in all, though, in conclusion, like I said, man, I'll start saying that in the video. In conclusion, though, I would say the very first documentary, as I'm speaking of right now, it turned out good. It did. There's a lot of mistakes I learned. A lot of mistakes that I need to work on as I'm doing more documentaries. And actually, I would say one of them is actually having like different camera angles instead of doing that one same angle and all. And that's what I would do with one camera. If you have just one camera, I would say that. Another thing is like going to these events and shooting for, have a light on top of your camera, or have some type of light with you that could be near your camera as you recording your videos, so the lights won't be so harsh and it wouldn't turn out as bad. Like, once you watch the documentary, you'll see what I mean and see what I'm talking about. What's another thing I would say? Oh yeah, wear a short sleeve. If you know that in the summertime it's gonna be hot, wear a short sleeve, bro. Don't be out there, you know what I'm saying, long sleeve shirt like I did. Like I said, I had a black one just like this. I'm talking about thick and all. I'm talking about blazing hot. I'm talking about everything under my shirt. I'm not even gonna go there, but everything sweating. I'm talking about sweating, bro. Like, but that's another thing I would say. What else, man? That's pretty much it. That's my first documentary, man. It went, like I said, it went well, man. I know many more documentaries is coming soon. I'm not gonna tell y'all. I'm not gonna say. Just wait and see. But there's a lot of them stuff I learned from. I would say, actually, another thing I would say, actually, plan out, scripture out, like the type of, you can pre-write your questions and all, but I would say, like I said in this video, make it more so of a conversation instead of you just interviewing that person. Feel me? Like, don't try to always, because it's another thing as I did more research, don't try to aim for the right question, because that's not a thing, bro. It's not a thing where you're gonna ask the right question. It don't exist. You feel me? Just have a conversation. You feel me? Like, that's where I would say in his documentary too, it build more of my confidence of actually getting out there and talking more to more people. And so that's why I have the podcast too, and actually, communicate, talk more with people, getting out there, make me do this, bro. Tell me when I was shy, man. I ain't wanted to speak or, very quiet. But now that I'm doing this now, I'm in the camera now. Like, but that being said, man, just, have it actually planned out, scratch it out, how you want to actually go about it before you even actually start shooting. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about script writing. What else? Dang, I forgot. Pre-production. Have your whole pre-production set up, man. I would say that. Have your whole pre-production set up before you even start the post-production. And now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had other stuff going on at the time. So actually trying to plan it out, it was kind of difficult for me. But now that I know, next time, okay, I'm gonna get it right next time. I'm gonna get it right. But yeah, man, that was my story. I hope you liked it. You know what I'm saying? If you did, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe to the video if you like the video. And if you learned something, let me know. And if any suggestions or any advice you want to give me, throw it out. or any questions you want to ask me, let me know, man. Hit me up, man. I'll put my information in the description down below. I would say, no, I don't even say that. I was about to say hit me up on my business page, but you can hit me on my personal page too if you have any questions you want to ask me. And like I said, I put it down below and everything. I'll make sure I put down below this time. And but that being said, man, if you know, you know about the saying. You know, if you rocking with us, you already know the saying, man. Day by day, sit better than, man. Smooth life. Yeah, man.